Welcome, basketball fans. Today, we step into the story of a player whose game is built on purpose, precision, and poise. A player who doesn't just light up the scoreboard. She ignites a spirit within those who watch her play. This is Jewell Loyd, the Gold Mamba, the relentless guard from Lincolnwood, Illinois, whose journey to greatness is not a straight line of victories, but a story of transformation, resilience, and faith in the process. Jewell's name has become synonymous with excellence, but what truly defines her isn't just what she's done, it's how she's done it, and the grace with which she continues to grow. From the time Jewell was a child, the game wasn't just a pastime, it was her purpose. Basketball called to her the way few things do, not as a hobby, but as a heartbeat. In her neighborhood, she would dribble for hours, imagining herself on the big stage, hearing the roar of invisible crowds, pushing herself to match the standards of her heroes. Her mother saw that spark early, a blend of curiosity, hunger, and discipline that went beyond her years. She called her the Gold Mamba, inspired by Kobe Bryant's Black Mamba mindset. It was more than a nickname, it was a declaration. Jewell would come to embody that same obsession with greatness, the same tireless pursuit of mastery that Kobe represented. At Niles West High School, Jewell's legend began to take shape. She was different, not just because of her scoring ability, but because of her mentality. She approached every game like a student of the sport, studying her opponents, perfecting her footwork, learning the rhythm of the game as if it were a language. While others relied on natural talent, she relied on deliberate repetition. She didn't take shortcuts. She didn't skip steps. Every drill mattered. Every possession meant something. And as the accolades began to pour in, All-American honors, national rankings, college offers, Jewell stayed grounded. She wasn't chasing fame. She was chasing excellence. Her decision to attend Notre Dame wasn't just about joining a powerhouse program. It was about aligning with a culture that demanded the best. Under Coach Muffet McGraw, Jewell found both structure and freedom. The Fighting Irish system allowed her creativity to flourish while sharpening her competitive edge. She became a guard unlike any other, quick, smooth, and impossibly composed under pressure. Her ability to read defenses, to glide through tight spaces, to create offense out of nothing, it all became part of her signature style. She wasn't flashy for the sake of attention. Her game was artful, efficient, and deeply intelligent. Jewell's time at Notre Dame was defined by moments that revealed her character as much as her talent. There were games where she carried her team on sheer will, hitting clutch shots, making defensive stops, and keeping her teammates steady when emotions ran high. But there were also nights of frustration, when the shots didn't fall, when expectations felt heavy. Yet through it all, she remained composed, unshaken, unbothered, unmoved by noise. That was the foundation being built. Calm in the storm, confidence through adversity. When she declared for the WNBA draft after her junior year, some questioned whether she was ready. Jewell didn't answer with words, she answered with action. In 2015, when the Seattle Storm selected Jewell Loyd with the #1 overall pick, they didn't just get a scorer, they got a culture changer. The transition to the WNBA is brutal for any rookie, but Jewell handled it with the same quiet tenacity that had carried her through every stage of her life. The speed of the game was different, the physicality unmatched, but she adjusted quickly. Her rookie season wasn't about flash, it was about foundation. She studied veterans, soaked in their wisdom, and began to build her professional identity piece by piece. And soon enough, the league noticed. Jewell wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. Her evolution was gradual, but undeniable. Year after year, she refined her craft, adding layers to her game like an artist layering paint. Her footwork became sharper. Her decision-making matured. Her confidence deepened. Playing alongside legends like Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart, Jewell found herself in an environment that demanded championship-level consistency, and she delivered. Together, they formed one of the most lethal trios in WNBA history, capturing multiple titles for Seattle. But what truly stood out about Jewell wasn't just her scoring or her skill. It was her ability to lead from within. She didn't need to be the loudest voice, she was the most dependable presence. What separates Jewell Loyd from so many others is her mindset when the lights shine brightest. In close games, when tension is thick and time is short, she becomes something else, sharper, calmer, fearless. There's no panic in her eyes, no hesitation in her movement. She's built for those moments, and she knows it. That's not arrogance. That's preparation meeting opportunity. Every clutch jumper, every late-game drive, every cold-blooded three-pointer is the product of hours upon hours of unseen work. That's the essence of her. Relentless preparation, quiet confidence, and respect for the grind. Her growth didn't come without pain. There were seasons where injuries tested her resilience, where her body had to recover while her mind stayed patient. There were changes within the team, veterans retiring, teammates moving on, and with each shift, Jewell took on more responsibility. She became not just a scorer, but a stabilizer. When Sue Bird retired, the mantle of leadership in Seattle naturally fell to her shoulders. And she didn't flinch. Instead, she rose to the challenge, delivering one of the best scoring seasons in franchise history. Her numbers soared, but her focus never wavered from the bigger picture, lifting her team, setting the tone, and continuing the legacy that had been built before her. Jewell's connection to Kobe Bryant remains a poignant chapter in her journey. He was more than an idol. He was a guiding presence. Their bond was built on mutual respect and shared philosophy, the belief that greatness is earned, not given. When Kobe passed, it wasn't just the loss of a mentor. It was a loss that shook her soul. But true to who she is, Jewell turned grief into fuel. She carried his lessons forward, the focus, the obsession, the attention to detail. She kept the gold Mamba spirit alive, honoring him not through words, but through action, through every sweat-soaked workout, every late-night film session, every fearless shot. Off the court, Jewell Loyd represents something even more powerful than her on-court excellence. She's an advocate, a mentor, and a symbol of empowerment for women in sports. She's used her voice to highlight issues that matter: equity, visibility, and respect for women's basketball. She's been intentional about giving back, mentoring young athletes who remind her of herself, hungry, hopeful, and in need of guidance. Her approach isn't performative, it's deeply genuine. She leads with humility and authenticity, understanding that real influence is measured by impact, not popularity. Jewell's personality reflects a beautiful balance, competitive yet kind, focused yet approachable. She's known among her peers as a professional's professional, the one who always shows up ready, always puts in the work, always uplifts her teammates. She's not seeking attention, she's seeking progress. Every day is another opportunity to refine, to grow, to learn. That's why even after years in the league, she's still finding new levels to reach. That's the rare beauty of her career. It feels like she's still ascending. There's something poetic about how Jewell plays. Her movements are fluid, her timing precise, her understanding of space exceptional. Watching her on the court is like watching someone completely in tune with their purpose. She doesn't force the game, she flows with it. Every crossover, every jumper, every defensive stance is executed with mindfulness. It's as if she's speaking through basketball, expressing discipline, emotion, and artistry all at once. And for young fans watching, especially young girls who dream of following in her footsteps, she's not just a player, she's a blueprint. Proof that you can be strong and graceful, competitive and compassionate, confident and humble, all at the same time. Jewell Loyd's journey reminds us that greatness is not about shortcuts or instant results. It's about staying the course, even when it's difficult. It's about trusting that the late nights, the lonely workouts, and the moments of doubt are all shaping something extraordinary. She embodies that truth every time she steps onto the floor, playing for something bigger than herself, driven by a love that's pure and unshakable. As her career continues, Jewell's name will only shine brighter. She's already an Olympian, an all-star, a champion, and one of the league's most consistent scorers. But for those who followed her story closely, it's clear that her legacy goes far beyond the numbers. It's in the young players she's inspired. It's in the culture she's helped build in Seattle. It's in the mindset she's shared with the next generation. That success isn't given, it's earned every single day. In a time where social media noise and instant fame dominate headlines, Jewell stands out because she's real. She's focused on substance over spectacle. Her legacy isn't built on flash, it's built on foundation. And that's what makes her story timeless. She's a reminder that the game rewards those who respect it, who serve it, who give their all to it without expecting anything in return. Jewell Loyd doesn't chase attention. She commands respect simply by being who she is. So when the final buzzer sounds and her career is eventually written into the history books, Jewell's story will be remembered not just for her points or titles, but for her presence, for the way she carried herself, for the standards she set, and for the light she passed on to others. She's a symbol of endurance, elegance, and excellence. The Gold Mamba, living proof that when preparation meets passion, there's no limit to what's possible. This is Jewell Loyd, the champion, the leader, the artist of the game. Her journey is a masterpiece still in motion, and every game is another brushstroke of greatness. She reminds us that the real beauty of basketball lies in the effort, the integrity, and the love behind it. And Jewell Loyd, with every shot she takes, shows us exactly what that looks like. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey through the extraordinary life and career of Jewell Loyd. If her story moved you, if it reminded you that greatness comes from discipline, heart, and belief, then take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who loves the game, and subscribe for more stories like this. Because players like Jewell don't just play basketball, they redefine what it means to be great.